Tanya Nambiar, the lovely Tanya Nambiar. So in case if you were wondering who Tanya Nambiar is, if you come across your favorite ad on YouTube right now while watching a wonderful video, and this ad is telling you to, to call your next meal from your preferred cloud kitchen, and you want to know who that sensuous voice is in that advertisement, it is the Tanya Nambiar, and that's not all. She juggles multiple hats. She is a singer-songwriter, a musician. She's a voiceover artist and an amazing one at that. She's also the co-founder alongside her husband of El Diablo Sauces, an FMCG brand that she started of her own and she's extremely proud of. She is a dog parent who has adopted around 8 strays, and she also feeds over 200 strays every month, I believe, Tanya. And
Uh,
we,
no, I think it's lesser now. We've lost a couple of strays, but
yeah,
there are a lot of dogs.
there's a lot of dogs. And
Yeah.
we have a lot of reason to celebrate because A, Tanya is the new mommy on the block. Congratulations, Tanya. And you've also turned 35, a glorious milestone. So welcome to On VJ's playlist. I am just so happy to talk to you today because we have been Insta friends now for a while. We have
Yes.
never met in person. It's just
Yeah.
a Delhi and a Mumbai car. Just one fine day, I gave a shout out of a song that had I think it was
Yeah. Midnight Run.
Midnight Run, and I think there was also another song by Chirag Soni.
Yeah. Desire.
Yes, Desire and Midnight Run, and I remember that's how Tanya and I connected on Instagram, and it's a very, very wonderful rapport that we share, Tanya. And now it's like now that I'm connecting with you for an interview, it does not feel like an interview at all. How is, first of all, I really want to know what's it about us women? How do we just connect so easily?
I know. I think it's so free flowing and easy, and there's no like formality. I think it's very organic always. Plus, I think you and me have that Mallu connection, so that always is extra special.
Yeah. Two Mallus have a Mallu connect, and both of them don't know Malayalam. So
I know. That's the worst. Yeah.
that's the worst. We are just namesake Mallus.
I would be a millionaire by now if I could speak in Malayalam because I've lost so many voiceovers because I can't speak in Malayalam. So, I mean, I regret that a lot.
Well, jokes apart, Tanya, but speaking of voiceovers, I think everyone finally woke up to this amazing talent, and I think everybody finally discovered as to who is this wonderful voice uh, behind some of those amazing customer care calls that we have to, often bear, and it's
Yeah.
excruciating. But now I think now because we know it's Tanya Nambiar behind those voice calls, somewhere I think we can relax now and chill and just soak in on all that wonderful. I think you create an ambience only now with with those voiceovers. So I don't think so. It should be excruciating anymore. Um, so just to just for everybody to understand, how did you realize that being a voiceover artist also is something that you pretty much have up your sleeve? Because I've read your interviews where you've said that you've not obtained any formal training. This was not even
Yeah.
something that um, was out there. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many people are even aware of this as an industry or this as a potential career option in the first place. So
Yeah.
where did this idea germinate from in the first place?
So, like I said before, that people like it's very cool to be a musician and a singer, and this, everybody's very infatuated with the whole idea of how cool it is. But we don't take into consideration that it's a very, very seasonal profession. You sing or you perform too much, then you're not really exclusive. You perform too less, then it's out of mind, out of sight. So you kind of have to balance how often you perform or you're on the stage, because you can't be too in someone's face and you can't be not performing that much. So it has to be a fine balance, right? That's how you sort of build that image as a musician or as a performer. So very quickly when I realized that it's such a seasonal profession, and also you get a check and it's being split 4 ways or 5 ways with your band members, you have to do something. And I have been, it's only now in the pandemic that people have realized the concept of side hustle or like multitasking or multiple sources of income. But I have been doing that for the past 10 years. So for me, when I realized, when I started my first band, Gravy Train in 2012, I was like, I need to have another source of income, because like also what if something doesn't work out and blah blah blah. So voiceovers, that's when I sort of walked into it, because I was like, okay, I don't want to do anything, I want to do something with my voice. What can I do with my voice? And this sort of, you know, just made sense. And the reason that now I've been so vocal and, you know, I put out these behind the scenes and I keep like, you know, promoting voiceovers as a profession is because we usually know, and in most industries, I feel you either know the ones who've made it or the ones who haven't. But there's so many of us average Joes who are sort of making a day-to-day living and we're doing it, but people don't really know our names and faces. And I just wanted to put a regular face to the profession and say that this is also there. So we know the, you know, iconic voices of the Metro, or you know a particular ad, or the lady who did the COVID voiceover. But there's so many of us who do this on a day-to-day basis. We're making a great living out of it, and it is a legit profession. So for me, I just wanted to shine some, you know, some light onto that. And you know, in an age where you can be anything today, you can also be a voiceover artist, and it's great. You can be financially stable, and I just wanted to sort of bring some light onto that. So for me, this was something that I could sort of balance out with music. I can, you know, I set up my studio at home, and I can record voiceovers, and, you know, it's fun. I enjoy sort of being behind the screen. You know, when you're being on stage all the time, it's also nice to sort of be away from it. So this is, it's nice. It's voice acting, and I enjoy it. And I was like, okay, this is something else that I can do with my voice. So why not?
You know, it's like it suddenly the whole discoverability of Tanya Nambiar happened because of a little reel that you share on Instagram, where, where you
Can
also,
I tell you something? I feel so bad. I have blown up so much money on music videos, and then I make this nonsense reel and it gets 2.2 million views. Like, I was sitting at home, and I'll tell you, I made that reel because as a freelancer, or as you know, when you're self-employed, there some days you get work, some days you don't. That is the
yeah.
whole part of that. You should have multiple sources of income. So for 3-4 days, I didn't get any voiceover. So I was like, "Arey yaar," and I hate sitting idle, and I hate not having work. So I was like, let me just put out this reel of what I do very, you know, commonly. So I was just sitting in my pajamas and I recorded that reel. And I can't believe that. Like, it went on to like Vice and Brute, and
Oh
everybody went on.
God.
And I was like, what the hell? And then I feel so bad because I've blown up money on music videos and recordings, and none of those have blown up the way it should have. So sometimes I feel ki, you know, it's like they say, when you try and find something, you'll never find it. So when you don't want something, it will suddenly come. So now that's my approach, and I take it very easy.
But
So yeah,
but I want to come to that, Tanya, because you raise a very valid point here. I remember I was talking to Kabir also recently. For those
yeah,
who may not know who I'm referring to, guys, I'm talking about Oaf, who's of course now a
yeah,
nationwide rage now with Gehraiya.
yeah,
But I was
yeah,
talking to him also very recently, and I asked him, how is it that now how musicians are now viewing this whole Instagram discoverability, this whole
yeah,
Instagram recognition of fame? Because like you rightly
yeah,
said, y'all have been making music for years. Y'all have been
yeah,
doing this for years, and y'all have been at it. But
yeah,
15 seconds or 60 seconds of a video now, and
yeah,
suddenly the whole world knows who Kabir is. Everybody's
yeah,
now looking at Kamakshi, everyone's now looking at
yeah,
Karsh Kali and Ankur Tiwari, and you know, you
yeah.
suddenly now it's like indie musicians are now being discovered through Instagram more than
Listen, there are retro tracks. There's this, oh, I hate that song, but this Badi Mushkil Hai Baba Badi, that Madhuri Dixit song, which is blown up on Instagram. Or like you take any song from like the 90s, like, you know, there's so many English songs that have suddenly taken off,
yeah.
which,
Where did
you know,
Britney,
there's a
where did
song by
where did
MC
Britney
Goes
Spears of Oops,
Passing.
I Did It Again, you know,
I
suddenly
know
now,
there are like lo-fi versions now. There are remixes
oh
of
God.
"Gimme More" and going into some other song, and it's just It's about, I don't know whether that's luck or what, but I feel, and I keep telling this to so many young people out there when they ask me, how can I become this? Or I want to become this, but my family won't allow me. And I'm like, you have a 24/7 free cast stage, which is your internet. You can go viral for making a recipe or for doing, you can display whatever talent you have. You
Yeah.
don't have to pay anything. You can just put it out there, and the
Yes.
audience is there. There's an audience for everything. There's an audience for dog videos, there's an audience for memes, there's an audience for music. So you have all kinds of audience. It's just about being consistent and that audience finding you. And I feel that people should take advantage. You're a graphic designer, but you're stuck in an engineering job and you can't leave it. you know Create an account and start uploading your work. That's the best way to put out your work there. I mean, there's so many ways to take advantage of social media, and people should do that. This is the time. So your parents might be saying no, but you can just display your talent to the world and let the world decide whether you're good or not. Because mom dad to hamesha hi bolenge, "Arey, mera beta itna acha hai, beti itni achhi hai." We don't need that validation.
Yes.
We don't even need the word validation. But at the end of the day, your audience is not your parents, right? Your audience is not
Exactly.
your family and your friends. It's the strangers out there. So as much as we don't want to be sort of obsessed with that validation, but they are the ones who tell you whether you're good or not, and that's
Yeah.
where your profession sort of clicks on. So I think that's very important for people. It is a social media game. It is about being in people's faces and being consistent and displaying what you have. And
Yeah.
if it clicks, if it doesn't, keep trying harder. That's all I can say.
But do you think, Tanya, somewhere because of this whole game of social media validation, because of this whole game of visibility and grabbing eyeballs and
Yeah.
something, do you feel that somewhere merit becomes a huge question mark?
There are so many. You take so many iconic bands, and you take these new young singers, putting out their music videos or who've been signed onto a label, and they'll have like some 100,000 followers, and we have like so many of our, old school bands that have been around, our indie bands, without naming
Yeah.
any band, but take any band, they'll only have like maybe 15,000 followers. If I have to put it in these sort of terms,
Hmm.
Instagram comparison,
Yeah.
they won't have that kind of following that the younger ones have, because they know the trends, they know the hashtags, and they know what are the viral stuff that is going. So it's easier for them to adapt and know the current lingo, if I can say. So I do
Yeah.
feel that way, but I genuinely feel that if you have talent, that will always come across. The rest of it is, fuddy-duddy in terms of 15 seconds of fame. And anyway, whether you have talent or not, I feel that everybody has their moments of ups and downs. You cannot be popular forever. You cannot be the current obsession forever. It's
Yeah.
everybody has their time. So be consistent, create your
Yes.
audience, engage with that, and that's what keeps you going. As I said, I mean, my dream is to be the voice for, let's say, Google Maps or something, right? Or I want to have a track that is like viral on Instagram. It hasn't happened, but what do? I keep doing what I do best. I keep working on my talent, and I keep putting it out there. I think when you chase money and this thing of going viral, it never happens, because as I said, even if you go viral, like there's so many videos, you take these funny meme videos, you don't know the name of the person, but you know that meme, or that the Charlie bit my finger video, but do you know who that person is? We don't. So I think I don't look at the viral aspect of it. I just feel that talent will always beat everything else. Talent is
Yeah.
supreme. If you don't have talent, you can't really get there. Even to be funny, that's a talent, right? You're creating a meme, that's a talent. So
Yes.
if you don't have talent, you can't get there. But I think work opportunities, ups and downs happen, and
Yeah.
one should just focus on their audience, because that's your audience that's taking you through Aage.
Yes.
Somebody else's audience is not what you want. You want your own audience for your
Yeah.
own body of work.
Absolutely. That's spot on what you said, Tanya. Um, Coming back to your musical side, your identity as a singer-songwriter. Of course, everybody also knows you as the band member of Gravy Train, the vocalist or the front person of Gravy Train.
Yeah.
So why did you decide that you needed to make your footing as Tanya Nambiar, a solo voice? So, I mean, for those who are not aware, how did that shift
Yeah.
happen?
So Gravy Train was like a really fun band. In fact, since I have a sales background, I was getting shows for us without us having a recording also. Like we didn't have any recording, and I was able to get shows on just how I was convincing people, or people who caught a glimpse of us at a show, somebody's giving us an opportunity to perform. But I never wanted to leave that band. The band sort of organically, everybody made their own way. So
Yeah.
my guitarist went to Bombay, and my bassist went. Everybody went on to pursue their own thing. So I was just like, oh no, and I hate change. And I was like, oh God, what do I do? So I spent a year just figuring out what direction, songwriting, and all of that. And then I said, okay, you know what? I'll just launch myself as Tanya Nambiar, because even if matlab main to kahin nahi ja rahi na, main to, so I'll just let me just stick to my name and just work on myself as an artist, because I'm not going anywhere and I'm in this for the long run. And so yeah, it wasn't that I wanted to be a solo performer. I was kind of thrown into that end to kind of make my way. And that's how it is. And it's great. And I'm still somebody, I feel like I don't really have a particular genre. I play around with stuff a lot, but I think that's okay. I mean, for me, at the end of the day, music is something I do it because I enjoy it. I don't want to, and I'll tell you honestly, I feel privileged that I do have other sources of income, and I'm not relying on music as my source of income. Like if it was in the pandemic, I would be going crazy if I was just a musician or singer, because it is very difficult for people to survive,
Yeah.
financially.
Yeah.
And I that's why now people realize the importance of multiple sources of income. And there's no shame in that. I have no qualms at telling people, yes, I have to do 3 jobs or 4 jobs. If you want to put bread and butter on the table, you got to do what you got to do. So yeah, so for me, it's I like to play around with genres. I like to, sing what I feel like. And I think I'm still discovering myself as a singer,
Yeah.
and playing around with music. But yeah, it's a journey that I look forward to. And right now it's been quite a break. Like I think my last show was when the whole country shut down, which was March 2020, and I haven't performed, but I've been singing a lot of jingles and just sort of working on what kind of music. Kelani is a great audience for me right now. So she's approving everything. So my 2-month-old baby is my audience member right now. But yeah, I'm planning to get back to it really soon, working on some stuff and even shows. And yeah, like I'm looking forward to that, like the new revised version of Tanya Nambiar, the mommy.
Well, since we're speaking of motherhood, congratulations once again, Tanya. It's an honor because
Thank you.
you, first of all, you've become a mother to a baby girl. So a part of me always jumps a little extra
I
excitedly,
know.
whenever a baby girl is born. So congratulations again
Yeah,
to you and to Nikhil.
thank
How
you.
has this been? Because um, I think you're probably one of the few young musicians out
Yeah,
there now who's now just entered a new
mother.
phase of her life. So
Yeah,
how are you looking at this whole, like you rightly said, it's human for us to detest change, but now there's
yeah,
a new welcome addition to your life. So
yeah,
how do you look at um, how things are panning out for you? And of course, like you said, you want to you're looking forward to going and performing out there again, but right now you are your most loyal audience is your 2-month daughter. So how are you looking at how are you embracing this new phase?
So see, I want to get into producing my music, but currently I'm just a milk producer for Kelani. So I am embracing that role as a milk producer. I'm the mother dairy. But it's exciting, it's scary, it's nerve-wracking. It's a lot of things mixed together. So yeah, I've been singing to her since I found out I was pregnant. And so I'm not even kidding. This baby is just 2 months old and she already cool. So I throughout my pregnancy, I don't know why this song of Peggy Lee, A Good Day, that's the name of the song. Yes, it's a good day to sing. It's the song. And I was singing to that to her throughout my pregnancy. And now when I sing it to her, she just coos along with it. It's crazy. I never really it's unbelievable. So for me, yeah, like I don't know what, like my last song was electronic and I completely moved from a different genre of what I was performing. And then this happened. So now I'm just like, oh, now I have to sort of pick myself up and get back to it. I am looking forward to it, but yes, it is sort of you feel like you're restarting all over again. And for me, it's the same feeling that I had when my band sort of split and I had to relaunch myself as a solo artist. So, but then again, it comes back to the whole this being part and parcel of life. You can't control these things, and maybe you can control pregnancy and stuff, but again, something I wanted, and I have to embrace this new role. And yeah, I really don't know how I'm gonna go into it, but I'm definitely working on music. I'm writing. There's a new sort of joy that has come now in songwriting, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the journey. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Till I perform my first show, I won't know how it will be.
Well, all I can say is, Tanya, the stage is always there. It's always there for you, as and when you're ready.
Yes.
We are here. We are here to listen to your music every time. All I can say is that uh, I also want to ask you about this wonderful, you know, empathic side that you have towards dogs. So, firstly, for our viewers who are watching this, Tanya and her husband are co-founders of El Diablo Sauces. Diablo, I believe, was the name of your dog. And
Yes.
just tell us, how did this journey happen? How did this brand come into being?
I'm even wearing. See, it says "Rescued is my favorite breed," so that's my T-shirt. So sauces, again, the idea of multiple source of income. We got married in 2016, and unlike other couples who decide to start their future, invest in a house, I was just like, how can we shake it up? So I told my husband, quit your job, let's start a business. My in-laws thought I was crazy because I've never had a business. But yeah, I told them, I said, just believe in the thing. And in fact, we couldn't figure out what we wanted to get into, but my husband, he's a chef and he has the hospitality background. So sauces is something that we decided. And that journey started. And yeah, it's again, I always feel that you start something if you really have belief in yourself. And obviously we tested the waters by having, the first 2 years for the business, we didn't have any money to spend on advertising. So everything was just word of mouth. So genuinely believed in the idea. And as I said, that's something that we started, and it's a good decision we've taken. So far, keeps us busy, and we are one of the most unique sauce brands currently. We have 14 unique flavors, so it's going well. But yeah, I'm sorry. Wait, what was your question? This is my mother brain that's not working. You asked about the brand, the sauces, right? Like, how did that come about? Yeah, I answered that.
So no, what I was trying to ask was, for what many of our viewers do not know also, is that much of your proceeds of the El Diablo sauces, much of the sales
Yeah.
also go in caring for stray dogs, especially. Um,
Yeah.
and
I love dogs. I want to be, I try and live my life like a dog, which is just be happy with the small, simple things. My dog will not care if I get him an expensive toy or get her an expensive toy. I will get a khali pani ka bottle also. They'll be like very happy. This whole thing for dogs, this obsession with dogs sort of started because my dad, who's in his late 60s, has been feeding dogs for like years. I mean, our entire family evenings would be scheduled after he feeds the dogs. Like, he will not miss feeding the stray dogs. And once I got married and I moved in with my husband, I was like, okay, my dad is still doing it, and if he can do it, I can do it. And that's how I got into feeding stray dogs. And me and my husband, we do our drives, feed our dogs, and whatever money we raise, from a company, we take some proceeds of that, and through the sales, we take care of many stray dogs and giving them like 3 square meals, snacks, getting their neutering done. So it's something that I just feel that everybody should have, something that they can give back to. I'm not asking everyone to be a dog person. Some people go to old age homes, some people take care of kids, and there's so many things. But I think in life, we should always try and give back as much as we can. So even if you're not a dog person, you can always support people who are taking care of, stray dogs, or support NGOs. Find a cause that is dear and near to you. And I think that is, I just feel like we should always give back. I'm trying to teach Kailani that. Kailani's been, since she was in my belly, I was still, till my last day, till I went to the hospital, I was still feeding stray dogs, and everybody be like, "Beta, kya kar rahe ho? Aise mat karo." And I was like, why? Like, these dogs were they were my first babies, So before I became a mama, I was a dog mama. So I can't neglect that. And even when I went to the hospital, I made arrangements with my colony people saying that I won't be there for 3 days because I'll be in the hospital delivering. So please take care of my stray dogs. I arranged the food, left it with them. It, it doesn't make anyone a hero or anything. I think we all do
Yeah.
what we can do. So I just feel give back as much as you can, give back, and in whatever way you can. And it's something that, I wake up every day and I look forward to that. Those dogs, they don't ask for much, but just seeing them happy makes me happy. And that's something to look forward to in life. Life is getting tougher. The world is getting, it's getting becoming a scarier place. So these are little joys that I find in life.
I think it's extremely admirable, Tanya, that what makes you such a wholesome person is you are firstly unapologetic about your ambition. You have so much conviction to back it, eh, and after all of that, there's so much love in you that you have to give to everybody, irrespective of who they are, what they are, from what walks of
Yeah.
life do they come from. And I think that's what makes you you. And I'm so happy that you took time out to talk to me today for on VJ's playlist. Thank you so much once
Yeah.
again, Tanya, and all the very best. Like I said, I cannot wait for you to take the stage again as and when you're ready. Meanwhile,
Thank you so
congratulations.
much.
Enjoy this new feeling while it lasts, and all the very best to you and to the family.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much.